Right. Good morning. So glad to see you guys. I'm dog sitting. Can you see they came in? So we're going to take our hands together at the heart. Inhale, lift up your arms, catch your palms. Now go over and just take this half moon in. Take a breath into the side that you're stretching. Inhaling. And then as you're ready, you can take the arm down and you're adding on little movements, maybe a rotation, maybe a foot over. Breathe in. Inhale. Ah, that feels so good. Act like I'm pulling your arm, reach through that rib cage and go up like you're getting pulled tall and over. You can start with however you want both arms. The main essence is your spine is getting laterally flexed. You might pull your arm. You may add on your hand coming down for support, which for me adds a little bit more ability for flexion. You can add that foot going over. Breathe in, opening up that rib cage, those muscles. 4, 3, 2, take another inhale, and as you exhale, gently come up. Now the feet are going to be underneath the hips. The right foot's going to come up to a tree position. It could be calf and it could be inner thigh. Now we're going to take a couple of different arm positions. So at first, just do a classic tree arms up, shoulder blades down. Now, if you'd like that on a shoulder stretch, you could either interlace your fingers at the low back or start with a cow face. Now take another inhale. Both arms come up for a moment. Palms catch each other, and then just like prayer pose, you're going to bring the hands down into your heart. Now you're lowering your foot. Take a moment. Now the other foot comes up. Foot comes up to your inner thigh or to your calf. Now inhale, and you can start with the basic position, which is arms up. Now your shoulder blades are gliding down the back. Breathe in. We have 2 positions as options. Jawline parallel to the floor, neck is easy. There's no tension in the back of your neck near your skull. Now the second option, it could be interlaced fingers, it could be a tricep, maybe the whole thing tricep plus the other hand coming up. It's called cow face, but on the other side. Breathe in. That's okay, Michelle. Yep, there you go. Breathe in. It's the first balance of the day, so it's okay if you just have to touch the floor and then just come back when you need to. That's all right. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, that foot comes down. I forgot to do this part. Hands come together at the heart. Now take a moment, release any tension. We're gonna let the feet go a little bit wide. I call it 5-pointed star. When you stretch out your fingers, your wrists are roughly over your ankles. Inhale. Now exhale, hinge. You're like a table in the back as long as you can, and then then the hands will hit the thighs, maybe the calves, maybe the ankles, and pull on whatever you have, your ankles or your legs. Shake out your neck, release any tension, and hold. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now leave your right hand down, roughly underneath your nose. Lift your left arm up like a windmill. If it disturbs your neck to look up, you can change your gaze so that your neck is in an appropriate place for you. Our main intention is that our upper back is getting a rotation. You don't even have to be very heavy on the hand. It's just a way to help you get a deeper rotation. Your arms are like wings on an eagle. Breathe in. Now the left hand's going to come down. The right arm is going to open up into a windmill. Inhale. And then exhale, come down and grab your elbows. So one hand to each elbow. Shake out your upper body. Release any tension that might be left behind. If you want one more interlace position, you can interlace your fingers at the low back and let the arms kind of fall over for a shoulder stretch. 10. Now your hands go to your hips, come up halfway, let your blood pressure readjust. Once it feels adjusted, go all the way up, and then your hands go to the back. Lift your heart, elbows squeeze together. Inhale. Exhale, back into vertical, step, jump, or walk your feet together, hands at the heart. Great job. Now the right arm, this is quad stretch. Your right arm's going to go up and back. Your hand goes to your foot. Your left arm is out. And hold. This is the first stage. 20 counts. 2, 3. Good. 4. Feel the rib pull down. For the pubic bone pull up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower the breath into the diaphragm. Push your foot into your hand and feel yourself go into dancer pose. Your right foot into your hand. Your left arm reaches forward. Neck is soft. Take another inhale, and then exhale, gracefully bring yourself back up to a Samasthiti, balancing the mind-body breath. Good. Left arm goes up and around. Hold onto your foot or your ankle. Right arm forward. Rib down, pubic bone up. Hold. Go. Quad stretch. Very tall. Your ribs are pulling down. Heel towards your booty. Lower the breath. Now you can push your foot into your hand and your thigh will come up. Your gaze may need to change on this. I like to tilt the chin down a bit when I'm heading towards this one, so there's no tension in the neck. Take another inhale. And as you're ready, you slowly make your way up to standing Samasthiti. Gorgeous. Now this is pyramid pose. Take your left foot forward and your right foot back. I'm going to turn to you so you can see. My legs are in a railroad track. Go up with your arms. Go up with your arms. And these are circles for mobility. Now on this fifth circle, catch your hands behind you. Maybe it's an interlaced, maybe you're a reverse namaste or a prayer pose. Inhale. Now exhale, hinge. Both knees are long. Your back is like a table. Your gaze will be towards the toes. Your hamstring should feel a stretch. Notice you might hinge a little bit more as you're warming up. Now take the exhale to push your feet into the floor. Balance your way up to neutral and even beyond in a slight back bend. Lift your heart. Inhale. Exhale, come into neutral. Let your back foot meet your front foot in Samasthiti. Let's do the other side. Left foot back, right foot forward. You're in a railroad track though. And let's add on 5 circles. It just feels like we might need the extra mobility today. And your hands can come to an interlaced position behind you, or a namaste, or holding onto the elbows. Now take an inhale, exhale, hinge, and your back is a table, not rounded like a turtle, but back like a table or a book. Now your gaze is probably at your front toes, hamstring stretch. Now take an inhale, push into the floor. You may go beyond midline into a back bend here. Arms open, chest opens, but neck has a little peach underneath it for safety on your neck. Inhale. Exhale, come back into neutral, Samasthiti, hands at the heart. We're gonna take a sip, or I'd like to offer that you take a sip and then meet me back at Samasthiti. Your legs are gonna open up. And when you get back into a triangle pose. So your left toes and your left arm are stretched towards the same wall. Your right foot's in about a third. Now, even though my legs are long, the knees are soft. Inhale. So with that soft knee, that way they're not getting bent backwards, reach over the left leg until you cannot go anymore. It's almost like your bones run into each other. Hips are square. Yeah, pull your, and I did left foot first, Karen, that's why it probably is, yeah. Now, I like arm up at first, but as you're feeling warmer, you may like to do a variation where your arm goes over your ear. Breathe and imagine you're up against a wall and that your upper back is against the same wall that your legs are on. It's like you're in a toaster slot. Now act like I'm pulling your arm. Feel the rib to pelvis distance. Breathe, breathe, and then maybe you can go lower, but you're not forcing it. Breathe. Breathe a little fuller. Sometimes we short, shallow breathe at the beginning of a pose or a stretch. Now we're deliberately lengthening it, the breath, the muscles, the release, the ease. Take one inhale. Now the exhale is going to drive us and power us up. Now you're going to pivot your feet. So right foot towards the same wall that your right fingers are facing. So your right fingers and your right toes are all facing the same wall. Now your left foot's in about a third of the way. You're going to pretend you're sliding along a counter with your right arm. Reach, 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 reach. And then when you kind of run out of room, your hand comes down to something, your calf, your shin. Your left arm starts with the up position, like an eagle that we did earlier. And then if you'd like to add on, your left arm goes over your ear. And I'm moving slowly. You can feel the stretches even along the way. So it's not just point A to B. You can feel the stretches along the way. Now check your neck. If it doesn't like where it is, a gaze could be down, straight ahead, or chin tuck, but it doesn't have to be up if your neck is worn out that way. Breathe in. The left rib cage is really expanding on the inhale. Feel your muscles working, not the knees bending backwards. One, inhale. Exhale, power back up. Let your arm help you. It's like you have a string attached to it. Now, toes coming together. We're going to interlace the fingers and go down again. Soften the knees. Forward fold, wide leg, wide ankle pose. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now bring both hands over to your right leg and give that right leg your attention. Release any tension in your neck. Walk over to your left leg. Give that leg some attention. Go in the middle again and hand for ankle pull. Hands walk up to your hip bones. Take a moment to readjust. It's like you're a table, and let your blood pressure adjust. Then push, push, push. Hands go to the rear. Lift your heart. Inhale. And exhale. When you're in vertical, you can step or jump the feet together. Hands at the heart. Hold here. Nice job. This next one is going to be a hip opener standing. So with your arms, inhale up. And then exhale, go into Utkatasana. Utkatasana is also called the awkward posture or chair. However low you want to go, right ankle, left thigh, and this is a figure 4 hip opener. Palms are going to come together. Now, your neck is easy. I like to change the gaze towards the floor. 10, 9, feel the right hip opening, 8, and the left thigh strengthening, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you're going to stand back up, hands at the heart. Take a moment. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, have a seat. Left ankle to right thigh. Open up that hip. Legs strong, palms together. Now the neck is soft. You might have to tuck it. Feel your hip, feel your strength in your quad. Take an inhale, and then exhale to stand back up, hands at the heart. Now we're going to take an inhale to go up with the arms, squat posture. This may be it, or lift up your right leg one time, wrap it on your thigh, maybe 2, foot hook. It depends on your body. If you're adding on, right arm underneath. Hook your palms, elbows up, shoulder height, somewhere along the way in there. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to unwrap, but let your blood pressure adjust. A lot of joints were locked. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, start Utkatasana. The left thigh lifts, wraps once. Now keep wrapping until your toes are around if you can. Square up again. Left, good. Michelle, left arm underneath. Elbows about shoulder height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and stand back up, hands at your heart. Grab a sip and we'll meet back here. Good job. We're going to take a warrior 3 pose here. Good, Karen. Warrior 3 is one leg long, one leg balancing. So lift and spread your toes. Now your body hinges, meaning as your leg lifts, your torso also lowers, but in a line. Now, see if you can get parallel to the floor. Arms overhead, framing your ears. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, return to neutral, hands at your heart. Whew, yeah, that one's hard. Good job, Michelle. And now we're gonna do the other side. At first, just leave your hands kind of like a rocket ship beside your hips. Lift and spread your toes. Lift your leg as you reach the torso forward, all in a line. The diagonal would be your modification. Keep going towards parallel to the floor if you would like. Now the arms can go overhead. You have a longer lever you're managing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inhale. Come back up to hands at the heart. Whew. Now I want to add 2 postures together. Good, good. That's great. Arms up and put them behind you. Now, option 1, interlace the fingers. Option 2, bend your right knee and find 1 hand to it or 2. Option 3, hinge in towards your parallel to the floor position, standing half bow. Anywhere along the way is a fine modification. Keep pushing your foot into your hand or hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now hinge back up. Your hands are at your heart and your feet are together underneath you. Other side. Option 1, arms up and they come behind interlaced. Option 2, bend your foot, your knee, hold on to your foot. 1 hand or 2. Option 3, hinge. Neck softens, waist softens. 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and then come back up, standing, Samasthiti, and then grab a sip. Right now, guys. Grab a sip. You too. Everybody out. Good. Now we're going to take a sip and then do a down dog. So at this moment, I'm going to change my camera a bit because the focus will be more down. High enough for a down dog, but low enough that you can do some cobras and some hip work here. So you're taking your hands wide, like there's pieces of fingers wide, like pieces of pie between the fingers. Now down dog, walking one knee, lengthening. Your heel starts getting closer to the floor, bending. We're also going to add on both heels lift, both heels lower, both heels lift, both heels lower, both heels lift, both heels lower, and hold. Now, just one foot. You can even put your left foot on top of the right. Now, switch it up.
Both heels again. See if they feel a little longer. A bonus would be to lift your toes. Lower the shins down, and you can take a child's pose and pat yourself on the back, and that's a little extra tricep stretch. 5. Now we're going to take down dog, up dog articulation. So spread out your hands again, put your heels towards the floor, and remember the modification could be cat-cow. You're going to lift your heels and then push through your lower, middle, and upper back. Up dog, like a chest shoulder opener. Now that's going to feel good. We haven't really done that one yet. So today, so tuck your chin, push your upper back, push your middle back, push your lower back, and then draw your heels towards the floor. You might even be able to lift your toes again. Lift your heels. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Inhale. Tuck. Lift. Tuck. Lift. Tuck. Lift. Tuck. Lift. And down dog. Now lower the shins again and child pose with the hands patting your back. It's kind of like that tricep stretch here. It's not a big stretch, but it is a little one for your triceps. We're going to go all the way to the belly. Now with your pelvis down and your legs long, you can start with Sphinx and just enjoy the fact that we're in a modification. This is also a great one in and of itself, not just as a modification, but feel your belly lift, feel your hands flat. If you have any kind of tingling in your hands that ever goes on, or numbness, or the hands feel tight, just flattening your hands and placing them on the surface like at bed at night, on your mattress or here is good for the hands. Inhale. Now the add-on is possibly to lift your elbows. Notice how the triceps now have to work harder. Yeah, you're in a swan. You can adjust your hands wider if your neck feels tight or more in front of you. Breathe in, upper back, middle back, side ribs, back side ribs, posterior lateral breathing. And you have a little energy in your hamstrings and in your glutes, but you're not contracting your glutes so hard that you're jamming your bones. All right, relax. Now, with your arms underneath your head, bend your knees. Windshield wipe your knees and a little release. Good, that's it. 5, 4, 3. And we're going up again. Lower the legs. Try, if you have any tightness in your hips, you can toe towards each other, toe in, it's internal rotation. That opens up the SI joint. So you can try that variation and see if it works for you. I love it. I don't have jamming in the hips, but it still feels really good. It's just an opening on the SI joint. Most people tend to run externally in their legs too, external rotation, so it lessens that pressure on the piriformis and other external rotators. Inhale, breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. See how much of your breath you can get to the back body, like you're expanding your back body with your inhale. Now lower back down. This time you're interlacing your hands at your low back. If they do not interlace, just rest them back there. Go up with your inhale. Lift your arms, lift your back, lift your legs. Inhale. Now lower and switch your hands. So if your right pinky's on the outside, now the left one is. Go up. Relax. If you would like to add on, bend both knees and hold on to one foot or two. Now, it could be that you just do one foot. We're going to do this twice. Go up. Good. That looks really good. All the postures have an organic nature because when you breathe, you move a little. Relax here. We're going to do the other foot or another set of the 2-footed. Come up. Send that breath to the chest, the shoulders, the upper back. Now relax. Now we're going to push into a child pose, but with this child's pose, pull your toes under, feel your feet stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hands and knees, cat-cow. And if your knees don't like to be on the floor, double up the mat or triple until they're comfortable. That's your main move. Now we're going to also add on some circles in the hip. That should get some muscles that maybe you don't get every day and some stretches. Go the other way. Now we're going to put our right foot next to our left shin. Right foot next to your left shin. It looks like this. And to add on, you hinge. So I'm actually using my body weight to push my thigh forward. Now I'm going to look up at you for a moment to make sure we're right, but then you're going to probably want to tuck your chin because your neck, you don't want to strain it to look up at the camera. So that looks good, Karen. That looks good, Michelle. Looks good, everybody. Okay, lean forward. It's okay if your heel ends up coming off the ground. You'll still feel a stretch. Yep. Do you feel it? Good. Oh yeah, that's it. It's almost like you're going to do a somersault. You might even experiment. If I lift the heel more and I go more forward, do I feel it? We're going to take an inhale. Take that shin and switch it up. Lean forward. Now, right away, you may notice is one tighter than the other. Now I'm going to give us the shins, so let's just see how we do together and I'll cue us from here. How's everybody right here? So lower the top of your feet, Karen, if you can. Toes point back. Is that okay? Yeah, is that all right? Okay, so shin stretch and ankle stretch. Now, my ankles are hypermobile, so they kind of wing out easily, like you're going to sprain them, so you don't want that. If you can, toes are kind of straight back. Now, I would like to offer a position that's off higher, more intense. If you want it, you can kind of lift up your shin. I've got 2 hands, maybe just one if you need. Now you feel more on that top of that shin, your tibialis anterior. What a muscle that tends not to get much attention, but does a lot for us in preventing shuffling, in back care, in a lot of times the feet flexibility is related to back pain or back
tightness in your feet is related to back pain. So other side, and also just kind of being like a trampoline in the body where you don't have that jar through of transfer of energy through your body. Your trampoline, your joints pick it up. So make sure you get in both sides. Now the other of this that I'd like to offer is a squat. Now with the squat, if it just doesn't feel like you can get down to the floor right, you can get a yoga block and put it underneath your, or not to the floor, but you know, sit comfortably. You can get a yoga block underneath your booty. I like to add a hand stretch here. Another posture for this one is the happy baby, which is very similar, but just on your back. Looking good. But we hadn't done the squats in a while. We need to do these, so our lower body feels fabulous. Transfers up to the upper body. This is subtle, but to a little negotiating cowgirl, and just open up the hip. Just see if you have a little extra meat on the bone there to stretch. Inhale. And then try your other one, just a little push. Good, you're just adding a little, oh, so good opening. Inhale. Good. Back to the center, hands low. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're going to put your hands wide. Karen, we're going to go into a down dog. So I may have to move sideways if you are like me and your mat sideways. Push up into down dog and walk it out. Bend one knee, bend the other, and look, aren't your ankles more flexible? I can feel that my foot's getting lower to the floor in down dog. See what yours is doing. Now we're going to take 3 more down dog articulations. So lift up your heels, articulate through your spine, go into an up dog. Inhale, tuck your chin. Down dog, lift up your heels, go into an up dog. Tuck, back, up. Inhale, tuck, back. Now go into a floor plank and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, side plank, but if you need to put your mat doubled, you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, other side, side plank. 10, 7, 3, 2, now lower your hip. All right, we're going to do reverse plank. Now, I know that's not everybody's favorite because of the wrist, so if you need to do a bound angle, you can, or a reverse table. Reverse plank is fingers behind you or hands behind you, lift up your hips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a seat, and you're going to put one arm forward and move your shoulder down the back as you pull your fingers under. This is an arm stretch. We're going to do both sides of that same hand. So whichever one you, yep, just do the other. Try the other arm. We're going to do both sides. If you don't feel it, keep pulling. Usually you can feel a stretch there. Palms under, under, under. Shoulders are down, elbows long. And just to mix things up, you can have a seat. Crisscross applesauce is option 1. I'm going to give a lot of here. So we're going to do the other side, so it doesn't matter what your natural is. Option 2, great Karen, grab a sip if you need it, is to put your foot where your thigh meets your calf, which would be kind of up here. Some people can put their foot high, and I can, but it just sort of looks like, whew, or so if you don't feel any. You can do that. Now, if none of these work for you, you can always do this stretch, figure 4. But for a moment, inhale and exhale, go forward. I'm not going to keep us here too long, a count of 30, but just see how that feels. If you wiggle, you can feel a little different stretch, but about 30 counts here, relax.
Slowly come up.
We're gonna reverse that. It could be foot on the floor, it could be foot in that thigh ankle crease. I also like to make sure the ankles have enough cushion, the bones, the malleoli. Inhale, that bone on the outside, exhale, hinge. Maybe just an inch, maybe all the way down. All right. We're going to take another inhale and let the legs go out like a V. Now, we did this in the standing, so we're adding a variation. Right hand generally towards the inside of the V, left arm up, over, kind of like you're painting a rainbow, and the left arm starts heading towards the foot. If that just doesn't work, your right hand can be on the outside of your leg, and sometimes that's nice. So Karen, you might like that one here. Doesn't matter, just see where can I relax? Take an inhale, come up. Now, your hand that was just over on the other side, your left arm's in the little V. Good, good, Michelle, you got it. Oh, up and over. It's like you're getting pulled. Breathe. I love a little rotation here, as you know. Find out what works for you. What angles. If you're like me, all of them, I need all of them. All right, take an inhale, come up, and then go right down the middle for 30 counts. So exhale forward, relax your neck. Come back up, and before you go down, grab a sip, because we're gonna stay down, but grab a sip, and we're gonna do a rotation. If you beat me down there, we're gonna do a knee down twist. Notice how good your body feels now. Just a little extra attention on the body. So I'm gonna have us do about 10 counts down, or Betty, you're already done, that's just fine. I didn't really cue it quickly. Yep, full body stretch. And then when you're down, your knee over, your hand acts like a paperweight. Your right arm is gonna be in a Y or a T, and enjoy, relax, release.
Now, ease your way into neutral. Realign your spine. Knee down twist. Your hand goes to your thigh. Your left arm goes out. Take an inhale, and then as you're ready, come back. And you can take your right leg up in a hamstring stretch. If you have a Dynaband, or a Pilates ring, or some type of yoga tie, a towel even, just add it. Now, you can move it left and right, settle into a place in neutral for a bit. We'll hit a few ankles. Let the leg come across. And let the leg go out. Take your other leg in that Dynaband, stretch the other leg long, and this long leg's getting a psoas stretch, a little extension in hip flexors. The other leg's coming in. Breathe. Take it across the midline. Out to the side. Gently bring it up. And just for a moment, take your right ankle to left thigh and rock it a little, or move your toes, or whatever feels good. Release any tension. Good.
And take the other one, ankle to thigh. And then if you have a yoga block or a foam roller that you want to use to prop your your sacrum on, you can. You can put your feet up on the wall or a couch, or you can take a shavasana. Just take a moment to let your mind go. I saw a John Muir thing that said, I go to the forest to lose my mind and find my soul. That's the same thing we're doing with shavasana. The mind has a habit of being active, and that's great, but we're going to give it a rest. And just feel how good it is to rest, to breathe. Well, I'm going to take a moment to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Come up to a seated position. Take our hands to our heart and just take a moment to feel that part of us that is beyond physical. Send a layer of appreciation to your body for all it did, your mind, your spirit for showing up and doing all these wonderful things for your body. We'll set an intention that abundance comes to me in many ways, in many forms. There's magic all around me happening all the time, in many ways, in many forms. I'm going to be receptive to all of the abundance around me, and in many ways it comes. I'm going to be receptive and open to all of the magic that's happening to me every day, in many ways. So whenever you're ready, you can come back into the room. Thank you guys for being part of my magic. Thank you so much for being part of my appreciation. Thank you so much. Have a great day. You did great. Bye. Super fun.